battery,
Turn around.
domestic violence.
Put your hands behind your back.
You got handcuffs?
According to our media partner, the Baltimore Banner, Davis was taken to jail after a sudden court hearing. He will now complete his 3-month sentence there. WJZ is trying to find out why his punishment was changed. This was another big problem for Davis, as he suddenly collapsed in court after getting a new punishment for breaking the rules again. A Baltimore court charged the boxing champion Davis with 2 crimes. The first charge was about a hit-and-run case from a few years ago. Surprisingly, he has not been careful about his punishment and almost got sentenced again.
Mr. That's it. We finally got you up here.
Yes, Judge. Thank you very much.
No problem.
However, it was his collapse in court that made the judge consider his situation. With his old case, GervontaDavis also faced bribery accusations after a leaked recording revealed a conversation between him and referee Steve Willis during his last fight. There were many arguments about the issue, but there was evidence that something was wrong. However, Davis's lawyer argued that the New York State Athletic Commission had dismissed the case, making it invalid. Because of this, the controversy continues after the GervontaDavis versus Lamont Roach fight. Davis defended his WBA lightweight title at the Barclays Center in New York on March 1st. Many fans thought it would be an easy fight for him, but things didn't go as expected. Roach performed well throughout the fight, leading to a controversial moment in the 9th round. Davis suddenly took a knee and went to his corner. The referee started counting, but then stopped and didn't count it as a knockdown. Later, Davis said it happened because grease got into his eye. The fight ended in a majority draw, with the judges scoring it 115-113 for Davis and 114-114 twice. If Roach had won a 10-8 round in the 9th, he would have become the WBA lightweight champion.
Who took the knee?
I can't speak.
Can't speak on that?
Yes.
He did some bullshit though?
I can't speak.
No personal opinion, nothing?
Can't.
It has now been revealed what Roach said to the referee during the controversial moment, making it clear what he believed should have happened. He told the referee, "Keep counting. Keep counting." Roach later explained what was going through his mind at that moment. The referee started counting, but then I saw Davis get up and go to a corner. I was confused. I was focused on the referee counting, but when I looked at Davis in the corner, I thought, what is going on? I wanted it to be a knockdown because it should have been. I asked the referee,
No, you guys calm down. Listen to me.
Hey, come on now. He's trying to get it.
Roach's team filed an official appeal against the verdict, but the New York State Athletic Commission decided that the result would stay the same. However, Lamont Roach Jr. is more confident than ever. You might think that after his appeal to overturn the controversial draw against GervontaDavis on March 1st was denied, he would quiet down. But that's not the case. He's still calling out Tank every chance he gets. His frustration is understandable. But at this point, both sides want a rematch. So why not just sign the contract and settle it in the ring? Well, it seems like there's still some trash talk to get through before that happens.
Your Honor, Mr. Hassett and I, assuming the court finds probable cause, we have an agreement.
Good morning, Judge.
And now, it's not just about the fight anymore. A few days ago, Lamont Roach Jr. got into an online argument with another boxer, Lorenzo Simpson, who supported GervontaDavis. Simpson claimed that Tank would knock Roach out in a rematch. Instead of staying calm, Roach decided to show off his money, placing a $250K bet. He said, "Yay, $250K, just like I bet your role model. If you can show it to me, we good money, little guy." Roach is full of confidence, no doubt, but now he's taking things even further. Just a few hours ago, he casually threatened,
Niggas are not wishing it. Not playing. Like, come on, bro. Y'all niggas is crazy. So we elsewhere with that shit.
Lamont Roach Jr. hinted at a rematch against GervontaDavis in an Instagram post today. In the caption, the 25-1 boxer said, I showed that I was a pound-for-pound talent against a generational star in the sport. I was born a star, but on March 1st, a star was finally under the microscope of the world. I can't wait to run it back and put on a show again. But why does Roach believe he's a pound-for-pound talent? For starters, everyone saw that controversial ninth-round moment when GervontaDavis took a knee. Tank insists it wasn't from a punch, but because a mix of hair grease and sweat got in his eyes, forcing him to go down.
Man, I was, a little disappointed. Just for the sake of boxing itself, and obviously my result for the fight.
But is that one moment enough for Roach to believe he's better than Davis? Probably not. Another reason for his skyrocketing confidence could be Ring Magazine's latest pound-for-pound rankings. Devin Haney took Davis's spot, and ESPN now ranks Roach at number 6 in the 135lb division. That kind of recognition can definitely boost a fighter's ego. As for GervontaDavis, what's he doing about all this? Yes and no. After first saying he wanted the rematch by the end of May, he's gone completely silent. And that's unusual for Tank. He's usually quick with the trash talk, but this time the 30-year-old has kept quiet. And when a fighter like him goes silent, it usually means he's planning something.
The key that they pointed out the things that were actually done wrong, and there's still no movement to overturn the fight. Just really saddened me a little bit. But
This rematch happens, and Roach's promoter, Gary Jonas, insists it will. It could finally bring the fireworks fans expected the first time. But the real question is Tank planning a stronger comeback, or is he looking for the exit? GervontaDavis has already hinted that he has only 3 or 4 fights left before retiring. And let's be real, if he's nearing the end, he's going to chase the biggest payday possible. Now think about it. Does a rematch with a relatively unknown name like Lamont Roach Jr. bring in the kind of money he wants? Or would he make way more by securing fights with bigger names?
Of the New York State Athletic Commission, I kind of accepted my fate just a little bit. I had a lot of hope, though. I'm not going to lie.
Funny enough, Tank originally dismissed the New York native, saying he hadn't done enough for the sport of boxing. But in a recent sit-down with NBA analyst Stephen A. Smith on ESPN, he suddenly seemed open to the idea. A rematch with Ryan Garcia would definitely be a big-money fight, but that's not happening anytime soon. Garcia first has to get past Rolly Romero on May 2nd, and if he wins, Devin Haney is waiting for him, assuming Haney beats Jose Carlos Ramirez that same night. So Tank versus Garcia too? It's possible, but it'll take time. Time Tank may not have to spare. Meanwhile,
I have to come with it all. I have to do more. Obviously, just to secure the win.
A Baltimore judge spared WBA lightweight champion GervontaDavis from jail time on Wednesday after he admitted to violating his probation for a hit-and-run that injured 4 people, including a pregnant woman. Instead of sending him to jail, Circuit Judge Liye Handy extended his probation for 18 more months and ordered him to donate $1,000 to the Community Assistance Network. Davis, now 30 and living in Parkland, Florida, admitted that he left the state without approval. His Maryland probation officer happened to see him having dinner on January 22nd at Proper Cuisine on East Redwood Street, just a few blocks from the Clarence M. Mitchell and Elijah E. Cummings courthouses in Baltimore. Judge Handy also noted that Davis's Florida probation officer had been very lenient.
I swear with that shit, and niggas dick eating like they start, like, come on. When I start wearing chrome heavy and showing shit off, and that's when niggas start.
Judge Liye Handy also mentioned that she had granted Davis permission to attend the 2024 Paris Olympic Games to support and advise Team USA Boxing. However, she denied his request to travel to Japan for his 30th birthday. At the same time, Handy questioned what sending Davis back to jail would accomplish. "I don't like sending anyone to jail, sir. I really don't," she said. "But you need to wake up, please." She later added, "I don't ever want to see you in court again." Davis, a Baltimore boxing champion, was originally
own potential people. I listen to everybody to the T. She's mad that I bought a property. That's why I'm sitting in.
Baltimore boxing champion GervontaDavis pleaded guilty in a hit-and-run case, adding another chapter to his legal troubles. Davis, who grew up in West Baltimore and holds a 31 record, recently defended his title after a majority draw against Lamont Roach. In 2023, he pleaded guilty in Baltimore Circuit Court to 4 traffic offenses related to the incident. The crash occurred around 2 a.m. on November 5, 2020, when Davis ran a red light at Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard and Washington Boulevard in his 2020 Lamborghini Urus. His car hit a 2004 Toyota Solara and then crashed into a fence at a 7-Eleven.
I shouldn't have. She wanted me to be in an apartment, a one-bed apartment.
Judge Aaliyah M. Handy sentenced GervontaDavis to 90 days of home detention and 3 years of probation, citing his consistent pattern of disobeying the law. Davis was supposed to serve his sentence at the home of his longtime coach and trainer, Calvin Ford. However, Judge Handy later revoked his home detention after discovering that Davis had been staying at the Four Seasons Hotel and a $3.4 million penthouse condo in Locust Point instead. In a now-deleted Instagram Live, Davis called Handy crazy and,
I mean, I couldn't even, take that. You know what I mean? She wanted me to stay in a one-bed apartment because I had my kids and nothing to come visit me and things like that. I just want to spread light on.
Davis spent more than 6 weeks in jail before his hearing on Wednesday. During the hearing, both of his probation agents recommended jail time. Kia Yancey, Davis's Maryland probation officer, stated that she often had to reach out to his team or attorney just to get in touch with him. He's a grown man, Judge Aaliyah M. Handy said. I don't understand.
That's why.
Meanwhile, Assistant State's Attorney David Owens, chief of the misdemeanor jury trial unit, revealed that he had discussed the case with
Because
And Your Honor, we agreed to a $1,000 bond, no victim contact, if that's acceptable for the court.
The court found probable cause and set Davis's bond at $1,000, with the condition of no contact with the victim. During the hearing, Judge Aaliyah M. Handy questioned Assistant State's Attorney David Owens about why he had discussed the case with State's Attorney Ivan Bates. Is there a reason you spoke to State's Attorney Bates about this matter? Handy asked. Owens responded that Bates had assigned him to the case and confirmed that he was now requesting a $25,000 fine. Meanwhile, Davis's attorney, Hunter Pruitt, urged the judge to spare his client from jail time.
thank you.
Davis' attorney, Hunter Pruitt, acknowledged that his client had made a regrettable decision, but insisted that it was not done with any illegal intent. He was training, Pruitt added, as Davis apologized for his actions and reiterated that he had been focused on training. However, Judge Aaliyah M. Handy pushed back, pointing out that Davis was seen at a restaurant with a group of people when his Maryland probation officer happened to spot him. You weren't training, Handy stated. You were out celebrating. Davis clarified that he had been training in Washington, D.C., but
Dick eaters. And I'm selling all my shit too.
Aaliyah M. Handy remarked that the only reason she would want to see GervontaDavis back in her courtroom would be if he went to law school and became an attorney. Meanwhile, Davis's tendency for slow starts nearly cost him his WBA lightweight title on Saturday night. His fight against Lamont Roach Jr. ended in a majority draw, leaving the sold-out crowd of 19,250 at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, stunned. Despite the draw, Davis retained his championship belt, though it was a fight he would likely rather forget. 2 judges scored it 114-114, while the third judge had it 115-113 in Davis's favor. ESPN also scored it 114-114. After the fight, Davis acknowledged Roach's skill, saying, "Lamont is a great fighter. He's got skills like I said before. He's got punching power. It was a lesson. Hopefully we can run it back. One of the fight's strangest moments came in the 9th round when Davis unexpectedly took a knee after being touched by a jab. Referee Steve Willis chose not to score it as a knockdown for Roach. Davis later explained that he went down because grease from his hair got into his eye, momentarily affecting his vision. If the referee had...
And shit, Tank lost that fight, period. And that's even without the knockdown, he lost.
If the knockdown had been counted, Lamont Roach Jr. could have won the 9th round, 10-8, which might have secured him the victory. Instead, 2 judges scored the round 10-9 in favor of Davis. After the fight, Davis explained what happened. "I just got my hair done 2 days ago and she put grease in my hair. When I was sweating, it burned my eyes." Roach didn't dispute Davis's explanation, but he firmly believed the knockdown should have counted. "If you take a knee and the ref starts counting, it should be a knockdown," Roach said. "If that's a knockdown, I win the fight. But I'm not..."
Yeah, just didn't do enough work. Didn't do enough work. I thought that Roach's game plan was.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis entered the fight as a heavy favorite, with many expecting him to secure his 29th career knockout against Lamont Roach Jr., who was making his lightweight debut, fighting in front of a pro-Davis crowd. Tank was unable to deliver the highlight reel finish fans had come to expect. Instead, Roach stood his ground, absorbed Davis's power punches, and fired back with shots that stunned both Davis and the crowd. Davis, known for his patient style, started slowly, waiting for Roach to make a mistake he could capitalize on. However, Roach never gave Davis an opening, forcing the champion to adjust his approach. Early in the fight, Davis smiled and talked to Roach, trying to bait him into making errors. But when he realized that Roach wasn't going to fold under pressure, he had to get serious. Roach Jr., 29, had faced Davis in the amateurs but had come up short. This time...
All right, G. I feel like Lamont Roach won. I definitely feel like Lamont Roach won. But a draw, like, it is what it is type shit, you know? I ain't hating on it.
Gervonta "Tank" Davis and Lamont Roach Jr. turned pro, their careers took very different paths. Davis became one of boxing's biggest stars, while Roach was seen as a solid contender who had lost his only other world title shot to Jamel Herring in 2019 for the WBO super featherweight title. Davis's rise to superstardom was highlighted by his knockout victory over Ryan Garcia in 2023, which cemented his claim as the face of boxing. However, against Roach, Davis almost let that reputation slip away with an underwhelming performance. Perhaps their past history gave Davis a false sense of confidence heading into the fight, but Roach was well prepared for everything Tank had to offer, including his fight-ending power. By the middle rounds, Davis's usual smirk had faded as he realized the knockout he expected wouldn't come easily. He started letting his hands go, trying to create openings, but Roach stood firm, landing counters and combinations. Davis focused heavily on body shots, hoping to break Roach down, but Roach kept moving forward, undeterred. Whenever Davis's attack stalled, Roach would sneak in counterpunches. In round 8, Roach stunned Davis with a sharp right hand. Though Davis was never in serious danger, it was clear that he couldn't fight recklessly. "I felt like I was breaking him down as the rounds went on, but he kept coming, so I didn't want to make any mistakes," Davis admitted. "I kept it cautious,
A lot of people can relate to my story.
the fight might be slipping away."
That's why
Davis pressed the action in the championship rounds. Though he landed some big power shots, he never seriously hurt Roach. However, his late-round activity earned him the final 2 rounds on all 3 judges' scorecards, allowing him to salvage a draw and retain his title. In the end, Davis landed 103 of 279 punches, while Roach was the busier fighter, landing 112 of 400 punches in what turned out to be a highly competitive fight.
It was a great event. Great event. It was a great fight. They put in a fantastic performance. Both of them did, for real. Both of them really did put in a fantastic performance. It was a great fight, you know? All that good stuff. All that good stuff. it was a draw. At the end of the day, people are unsatisfied. I feel like, I always keep it.
Lamont Roach Jr. remained confident, despite the decision, expressing disappointment but also a strong belief that he did enough to win. "I'm just a little disappointed in the decision," Roach said. "I thought I pulled it out, but that's what two skilled fighters do. I definitely thought I won, but we could run it back. Even though I didn't get the win tonight, I thought I did. But it's a win for me in my book." Roach made it clear that he's not satisfied with the result. "We need a real W," he added, signaling that he wants a rematch to settle